y'all can see me and hear me. Actually, this is a new setup for me, and I'm not quite sure if, I hope I allowed you to comment. My name's Rebecca, and I love to play the guitar. I hope you guys are having a lovely Sunday afternoon. It's super hot outside, which means, usually for me, means I'm not outside in the yard. I'm inside picking my guitar. And I thought it might be a good time for us to hang out and chat about some Tony Rice, which is always a fun topic. Actually, it was pointed out to me today that tomorrow is the birthday of Tony Rice. If you're joining us from outside the bluegrass genre, Tony Rice is a guitar player who came into big-time prominence in the late 70s and 80s. And he's very, got a comment. Thank you, Justin. Sounds pretty good. Pretty good. What can I do to improve? I hope it's not weird sounding. Thank you for that. And we're going to go ahead and dive into one of my favorite solos that Tony wrote. He recorded this one on the Bluegrass Album Band, which was the Volume 2. There's a series of albums that were originally Tony Rice albums. They were supposed to be Tony Rice albums, and when he got in the studio, he decided that they were band albums, and so he titled them Bluegrass Album Band. And that's right, Tony who? Some people don't know who Tony Rice is, unbelievably. So I just sang it for you guys. I'll sing it again in a minute. I sang it in Tony's key, obviously not a great key for women. B, but that's where he plays the solo, and we'll just kind of dive in and hear the solo a few times. People who are experts probably already know this solo, can probably pick it right up. Other people might take, a few tries, maybe even a few months, and that's okay. I've taught this solo before. Actually, John Stickley and I taught it at the Durango Meltdown in our guitar workshop, and there's always really cool things to be learned in a Tony Rice solo. So let's, I'll slow it down so you guys can hear it at a more moderate tempo. Got my little mandolin backing track. By the way, for those, I should go through the chord progression for you. That we should slow it down even more so you guys can see what's going on and get it better in your brain. Before we go micro, we'll go through every lick and just kind of I'll show you where the positions are that I am working with. I realize that you guys might play it a different way if you're somebody who already knows the solo. Oh, hello, Michael. Thank you. Feel free, Justin, if you're still on there. Justin's a Tony Rice expert for sure. Type in the comments where you think that it would be better in a different position or whatnot. I'm not an expert by any means. I'm just somebody who loves this style of playing and thought I'd share with you today what I have figured out. Okay, so here it is, super slow. So you can follow along, either play the chords, get used to it if you're not familiar with it, or just try to see the shapes and stuff. The The mandolin's going to sound kind of distorted because it's... Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 1. There you go. That's nice and super slow. Slow enough to practice along with later if this video pops up on your feed. And we can slow it down even more if y'all want. So this is your workshop. Feel free to type in the comments what you need. I'm just happy to be of service to you today for some fun chatting about my favorite guitar player. So we're going to start with phrase number 1. I thought I'd hold up my finger so y'all could, if y'all are rewinding later, you could know where each thing is. He starts on beat 2 before the down beat of where the singing would be if there were singing. So we'd count it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and then start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So that's the first phrase, and that's all pickup notes. And now, before we get started on that, I'm going to be doing down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and with my right hand. So let's just clarify before we start. Tony Rice does not do down, up, but I do down, up, and it's much easier for me to teach you that way. Very few people play in Tony's right hand styling. So there are some experts about this, like Tim Stafford and Scott Nygaard knows a lot about it. Tony has his own right hand style. It's part of why he sounds so unique. And so we're going to go ahead and teach it in the down, ups. And if you're new to bluegrass, I would love it if you would take some time to practice this down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up on your own. So today when I talk about down, ups, you'll see why. Because if we skip notes and then you end up on an up on a downbeat, it gets really confusing. So that's kind of a preface to why we do that. So we're going to go start here in the minor pentatonic position between the 3rd and 6th frets. So we're going to visualize each position we're in just so we know what we're doing. We're not just going to learn random notes, by muscle memory. I think it's much better to kind of see the patterns that are going on. So this is, when you see that minor pentatonic scale, it's a lot easier to see this idea of Tony's. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Start with first finger, 3rd fret, 1st string. 2 and 3. And then we go down with our pinky to the dominant 7. I'm going to talk fretted. Capo's on 4, so this is G, right? Fretted G. Fretted F with my pinky. So that's the 2nd string, 6th fret. 3 and 4, down to the 3rd fret, 2nd string. And then up here to the flat 3. We've got 6th fret, 1st string. And then back to the 1. So we've got down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Take a second to sing it. If you can sing it, you can definitely find it. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, so we're done with lick number 1. Let me know if you have any questions about that. The next phrase starts on the downbeat. Actually, I told you I'd hold my fingers up. I'm going to try to remember. Starts on the downbeat of where we just left off. And it's going to go... second phrase. I'll do it again. Key. So we're going to go. Thanks for joining us. By the way, if you're just joining us, I'm going phrase by phrase on this Tony Your Lover of is like a flower solo from the Bluegrass Album Band Volume 2. It's one of my favorite solos, and I'm really glad you're here. So we're going at a nice and slow and easy pace, and I'm glad you're here for us. Okay, so phrase number 2, we just left off with that pickup, right? We went 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Again. Okay, so let's stay right there in that G minor pentatonic position that we were talking about, except we're going to add the flat 5. So it's kind of a blues scale. First finger starts on fretted G, down on the 6th string, upstroke on the 6th string, 6th fret, 2nd string, down on the 3rd fret, 2nd string. Okay, now this one is a little tricky. We're going to do an up on the blue note, the flat 5. Okay, and that tricked me. I used to think that was a 4, a real 4, but when I heard it slowed down, I heard that it was a flat 5. Okay, now we're gonna, with our first finger, hit the flat 3, 3rd fret, 3rd string, and we're gonna slide up with our first finger. I'm getting closer because I want you to see my right hand. When I slide up, I do a ghost up because I don't want to lose my down up pattern. My hand's pumping along in rhythm here. I'm gonna go down. As I slide, I do a fake up. Okay, I didn't pick, I just slid. Okay, let's try that again. Fake up. Okay, after that, we're going to do an open G, and then an up on the 4th string, 3rd fret, down on the open D, up on the open G. Hope everybody's got that much that far. Let's try it from the top, slow. Okay, now up on the open G. Okay, down on the fretted F, 4th string, 3rd fret, and I'm going to do a slide again to that, what would be an F sharp, right? And my fake up. Okay, slide to the F sharp. Okay, so that's probably our longest phrase, and I hope y'all aren't confused. I'm going to make sure I'm not moving too fast for people. Feel free to comment if I'm moving too quickly on that. So let's just take a minute to talk about what that is. It is the minor pentatonic. With, he adds in the blue note, okay? And he also slides up to the major 3rd, right? So you need to be visualizing all these things at once. This is the wonderful paradox that is bluegrass guitar. You're not usually in any one scale all the time. So here he's playing around in the blues scale, he's playing around in the minor pentatonic, and he's playing around in G major. And so here's your G triad to visualize. Looks like a connect 4. Make sure y'all can see me. See how I start with my root here, 3rd finger, 5th fret, 4th string. Here's my major 3rd, and here is my 5. Okay, I'm visualizing that, and because remember he slid up to there, and then here he slid up to the F sharp too. Why? Because we're not really in the G minor pentatonic. We're in the land of bluegrass, Rice-Olean, what sounds cool. And the F sharp is the major 7th, so it puts you in the G major scale. And that's super cool. And that's one reason people love this solo so much. And people love Tony so much, because he's so creative. And it's really, really fun to explore what he does and kind of think about it and try to be creative ourselves. So there's that long lick, and I'll review it if you're just joining us. We had a pickup. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Was our first phrase. That was the pickup. Next time I'll keep going. 2, and 3, and 4. There we go. So we've gotten that far. So congrats if you're still with me. please comment if I'm moving too quickly. I realize that some people get really confused by some of this stuff, and I just want to help out. Okay, so now we're on to phrase 3, which you're going to find easier. It goes to the 4 chord. So now all you have to do is visualize your C chord, right? Because we have capo 4. So it's not really a C chord, it's an E chord, but looks like a C chord. So now we're going to pull off from the minor third of the 4 chord. I asked you to visualize this 4 chord, and I asked you not to just memorize notes by rote. I want you to see what's going on and try to understand what's going on, and let me know if you have any questions, please. I'm going to do an up, or with my right hand, an upstroke on that flat third. That's right here on the 4th fret, 4th string, 1st fret, okay? I'm pulling up. And then I'm going to, I'm going to pull off. Okay? And remember what we talked about, our right hand on a pull off or a slide does a fake motion during that note. Okay? One thing that's pretty confusing for some people is the downbeat is actually on that open D string. That's where the 4 chord hits. Da, da. That's where the 4 chord. Da. Okay, so I just want you to be able to hear that, and you'll be able to hear it when we go through it. So phrase number 3 starts with the and of 4, 4 and 1 and. Because it's an and, I've got my right hand on an upstroke, okay? And then I'm going to do a strum down. So, up on what would be the E flat, the fretted E flat, pull off to the open D, up on the C, what would be the C, and then a down on the strum. The timing on that is the trickiest part. The notes aren't hard, it's just the timing, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and, okay? Next all we have is C run. Nice and easy C run up the second fret here. Just play the open D, and I pitch what would be the E, open G, down, up on what would be the A, and then down on the 1st fret, C. Okay, let's do that whole phrase. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. He ends that with a little open G. He does an up on the open G there. Okay, that's that whole phrase. Okay, let's move on to phrase number 4. Please comment if you have any questions or if I'm moving too quickly. If you're just joining us, we are working on Tony Rice's solo from the Bluegrass Album Band, Volume Number 2 song, Your Love is Like a Flower, wonderful Flatt & Scruggs tune. Also, Everett Lilly contributed to the writing on that. And we've gotten this far. 2, 3, 4, 1. So we'll move on to the 1 chord, okay? We're on phrase number 4. Here we go. We're going to do a bunch of down ups right here on the 3rd fret, 2nd string. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And we're back kind of in this, outlining a lot of this minor pentatonic in this open position here. A lot of stuff Tony does here right in this open 1st position. So this is kind of easy to see and easy to play. It's a lot of just picking. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Go up to the 1st fret, 1st string. Down, and back to the D. And then an up on the flat 5 again. So and we're going to have a down on the flat 3, and then slide up with a fake stroke on your right hand. So again, that's slide, down, and then up on the 3rd fret, 4th string, and then down on the open G. That's the whole phrase. Questions about that, y'all let me know. We're going to move on to phrase number 5, and it's actually over the 5 chord. I think we're on phrase number 5. I haven't been keeping track. So I want y'all to visualize this minor 5 triad up here. Okay, so between frets number 5 and 7, if you know your D major triad, you've got a D, F sharp A, because it's really an F sharp triad. But fretted, it looks like this. Now when we flat the 3rd, it looks like kind of a Connect 4 game. It's, try to get closer so y'all can see. Here I am on between the 5th and 7th frets. Okay, so this lick is based around this this little area here. And I'm showing you this again. I want you guys to try to always visualize kind of what's going on so you can find it next time you're trying to play. You know, you can throw in these licks in lots of different places. You don't need to only play it in the solo, and that's a lot easier when you kind of can visualize where they are. So the lick is, okay, so it's kind of outlining like a 5 at the minor 3rd. Starts on the 6th, the 5 chord, up here on the 7th fret. What would be the 7th fret? Down, up on the 5th, 1st string, and then we have down on the 2nd string, 6th fret, and then up on the open. That's my floaty note where I get to change positions down to the 1st position. Okay, let's look at that again. The 7th fret, down, up on the 5th fret, 1st string, down on the 6th fret, 2nd string, up on the open E, down on the D, 3rd fret, 2nd string. Cool. Okay, now I'm going to do it up on the C here, 2nd string, down on the A, up on the open G, down on the 3rd fret, 4th string, F, slide to the F sharp, fake up, and then down on the 4th string. Comment if you need anything on that one. That's one of my favorite little licks. And I've been trying to throw it in lately in different spots, if I can remember. I usually forget. Music is funny. It doesn't really work that way. You can't try to throw stuff in. You have to kind of let it throw itself in. But sometimes if I nudge myself a little bit, I can try to spread out and use different ideas that I've learned in the past. Okay, so I think we're halfway through. Hope everybody's doing okay. Hope you're enjoying learning so far, and I hope I'm not wearing you out. Keep going to the next part. So we had, okay, the next lick actually is one of my favorites. He jumps straight into a pickup for his 1 chord idea, which is so fun. Okay, so we had a down on the right here. Immediately we're gonna grab this F here, 6th fret, 2nd string. Can't think that fast. Up, back in minor pentatonic land. Right. It's a lot like the first stuff we did. So up on the 6th fret, 2nd string, down on the 3rd fret, 2nd string, D, minor 3, up on the minor 3rd, down on the 1. Then we're going down the pentatonic, up on the flat 5, and then slide again from the flat 3 to the 3. Down, fake up, down on the G. part, and then down on the open G. I think I might have slipped into another phrase, but I hope that's okay. Okay, so next is our 4 chord. Or actually, you guys doing okay? Let me know. Thanks for the compliments, but I'm more worried that you, hoping that you're getting something out of this. If I'm moving too slowly, let me know. Or if you're just enjoying checking out some Tony Rice stuff, that's cool too. But I don't know about you, but I've learned a lot of Tony Rice solos over the years, and some of them I'm able to keep up, some of them slip between the cracks, and I wished I'd written them down or videotaped myself doing them, because I'm like, what was that again? This one is really popular though. People request learning this one all the time, and there's a good reason for it. It's one of the coolest solos ever. Just as an aside, before we move on to that next lick, what was I going to say? Oh, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, sorry about that. So here we were. Now up to the 4 chord. Okay? All we do is walk up to this 4 chord, strum. Down, up, down, strum. Now that's almost just like patterns you do in a strum. Hammer on from the open D to the E, strum. Hammer on, down on the open G, back up on the E, and then hit the root. Okay. Lets that open B ring into the next phrase. Down, strum. So that's down on the C, then down on the G, up on the open B. The timing of that is the tricky part. I'm going to do it one more time for y'all. Walk up to the root of the C chord. Strum. Open B ring, because he's going to take us to the last phrase. Are y'all ready for the last phrase already? Maybe I'm moving too quickly. It's only been half an hour. Let me know if y'all have any questions, okay? By the way, if you're just joining us, we're working on Tony Rice's solo from the Bluegrass Album Band, volume number 2. Your Love is Like a Flower, Platt and Scruggs song. Tony took a fantastic solo. Album came out back in 1982, and buy the record now that iTunes won't let you buy the download. Support Tony, and or I think you can buy downloads on Amazon these days, but you'll want to hear it in high quality for sure. Okay, so here we are. This is how far we've gotten if you're just joining us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Stuck it with it this far, congrats. Of course, this video should probably upload and you'll be able to review it. If you're getting a little confused, you probably are going to need a redo. Now, let's hop up to the last phrase. Now, this is one that y'all are going to be able to use. It's really fun. Way up here, space around this triad. I don't know about y'all, but when I have a capo on, I think I have to force myself to pretend I'm in G when I'm down here with the open strings. Then I have to kind of ignore things for a while of what I'm in until I get up high, and then I kind of transfer my brain. So up here I'm thinking in B, really. So here's your root triad, your B triad. It looks like a D chord. We're going to transfer that up to the 12th and 13th frets. Whoops. So the root is here on the 12th fret. There's the root. It's an inverted triad. And this is what you're going to visualize when you are trying to grab this lick. You might play this song or play this phrase with somebody who has the capo in a different spot. So you can't just memorize, obviously, that it's right here on the 12th. I'm sorry, I said 12th and 13th. I meant 11th and 12th fret. Okay, so it's such a great idea. Okay, so we're going to start with an upstroke up here on the 11th fret, 3rd string, up, down on the 2nd string, 12th fret, and then we're going to, I rolled my finger down. I'll try to get closer to y'all. Let's see. That's the phrase. So up, down, up, okay? 11th fret, 12th fret, roll your 2nd finger down to the 12th fret, 1st string, and do an upstroke. And then we're going to do it down on the 11th fret, and then an up on that, back on the root, okay? One more time. Let me know if y'all have any questions about that. Okay? Now on the 14th fret, I'm going to hit the 5th of the... Just go down the scale. So pinky, the 4th finger, 2nd finger, 1st finger, pinky, 14th fret, 2nd string, down on 12th fret, 2nd string. And then I'm going to do a floaty E here. Tony might do a dominant 7. I'm just going to do a 6 because I like to use the floaty E to get down to the 1st position for the next spot. So raise your hand if you use a dominant 7 like Tony does. That's what Tony does. I'm just going to use that floaty E, so I hope you're cool with that. Whoops. I did an upstroke on that open E. Now I'm going to do it down on the 3rd fret, 2nd string, D, or fretted D, and the lick is. Okay, so we're back to visualizing the minor pentatonic down here. Right? Da, 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 da. Down on the D, up on the C, down on the D, up on the F, down on the D, down that. Up on the C, down on the flat 3, right here, 3rd string, 3rd fret, slide, do a pretend up at the right hand as you slide, and then a down on the open G. So that phrase, nice and easy. This one too, if you're visualizing what it looks like a D chord, it's 1 chord up here on the 11th and 12th fret. Like Tony, you can do right dominant 7 instead of the 6. Okay. After that, open G. Our last thing, super easy. It's a G run. With the dominant 7 instead of the 6. down on the G, up on the F, down on the open D, upstroke on the B flat here, flat third, slide and do a fake down with your right hand as you slide. So it's an up, let's do that again, and then up on the D, down on the F, pull off. Okay, and as you pull off, do an invisible little fake up in your brain, right? Because the next thing is a down. All right, so we went pretty micro on that. I hope that's cool. Some people are still even going to be confused, even though we went into that level of detail. And I really hope that y'all will either message me if you have any questions or write in the comments. I would love to help you if you got confused by that, and it's totally understandable if you did. Like I said, some people might take 6 months to learn this, and that's awesome. There's no, race, and there's no pressure. It's all just for fun. So if you're just joining us, we're working on Tony Rice's "Your Love Is Like a Flower" solo from Bluegrass Album Band, Volume Number 2. So this is what we've done so far. I'm going to play along with this so you guys can review. Oh, this is slow. Here we go. I'll even make a rhythm track at the end of this for y'all to practice with, and I'd love to do that because playing along with a high-speed record is really hard when you're just trying to learn something. So y'all let me know if you have any questions. I put some tip links in my comments because I didn't want to take personal tips, obviously, but it is Tony's birthday tomorrow, so we should send him some tips and make him feel good for having such an awesome solo for the world to hear, and everything he's done for everybody, spreading so much music in the world. I hope everyone's been okay during this virus. I've been doing a lot of guitar picking myself and really enjoying that. Should we do a rhythm track? Yes, we should. Let's do a nice and slow rhythm track, and I'll speed it up so you can be practicing at different tempos. How about that? That's not enough time. Here it comes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Hope you were able to follow along a little bit with some of the solo licks we just learned. I'll give you a little bit higher speed rhythm track, and maybe I'll play it first, and then you guys try to play it best you can, or improvise, maybe using some of those ideas. and then maybe we'll say goodbye to Tony Rice Hour. Maybe we'll do, if y'all are enjoying this, maybe we'll do it another time. Maybe we'll do a Doc Watson solo, a Clarence White solo, another Tony solo. If so, just comment what you'd like to hear, what solos you'd like to work on. This is fun for me. It's what I like to do. And I like to help out, and I like to talk about Tony Rice. So me and then you. How'd you do? Hope you did okay. Let's do this again. I don't know when, maybe next weekend. Let's figure out a time if y'all would like to, and thanks for tipping those Tony Rice links. All 100% is going to go to the Rice household, and I'm excited that we got to do this today. I'm grateful for this technology that allows us to be together and to hang out and talk guitar on a Sunday afternoon during coronavirus lockdown. I know a lot of people are out, in the normal world acting like it's normal. I'm not one of those people. I haven't been to a restaurant or done anything. And actually, a lot of my students are not studying with me right now. One of my students I spoke to, one of my favorite people in the world, says he's only been out of his house 4 times since mid-March. So I hope he's safe and healthy, and I totally trust that he will be, because he's taking such good care of himself. And I hope that you are taking good care of yourself, and also, able to enjoy some spring and summertime weather as well, and able to enjoy possibly a little more time at home with your guitar. So look forward to seeing y'all down the road, and thanks again for joining today. Bye.